What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am going to be taking a look at the latest Apple TV Plus original movie, The Gorge, which is directed by Scott Derrickson, and it stars Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. A pretty interesting concept here. When I first saw the trailer for this movie, I thought it was an interesting idea and definitely wanted to see where this goes. I like both actors. I'm a big fan of Scott Derrickson, so this kind of had all the markings of something that would definitely be right up my alley. In the movie itself, Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy both play two operatives who get hired to protect two different ends of a mysterious gorge, big open space. They basically get told that there's some kind of threat down below. They must protect everything from all costs from whatever this threat is coming out. However, they're not allowed to have any contact with one another. They're basically just supposed to be there for 365 days, take care of this, and then they'll move on to other people to watch over for the following year, and so on and so forth. Things do happen where something tries to emerge, and they actually do end up having to work together to stop whatever evil might be coming out from within. And like I said, pretty interesting concept. You know, there's a lot of mystery behind what's going on here. Everything's set up pleasantly well for the most part. You know, there's a lot of stuff where you're kind of asking questions throughout, so you're not really sure what's going on. You're not exactly sure what's going on here. But that's part of the fun in the movie, is kind of figuring out what the mystery is and watching these two characters and how they interact with each other. And some of you might be saying, oh, that's a big spoiler that you're saying that they eventually, you know, start working together and have contact with one another. It's not really a spoiler. It's in the plot description on basically every website you look at. It's also in the trailer, so no spoilers here. That is a big part of the actual plot. So unfortunately, the trailer does give a lot away. I wasn't too crazy about that, but inevitably it kind of has to fill in some of the space just to let you know exactly what you're going to be getting into. And what I got into, I was pleasantly surprised with. I thought this movie was solid overall. There definitely are some things here that don't exactly get fully fleshed out that I would have liked to have seen fleshed out a little bit more. But the things that do get answered and the questions that come up throughout the movie that they're like, oh, here you go, here's the follow-up to that, you know, they work out for the most part. And it's actually an interesting look once the evil that's down in this gorge eventually does come up. Not at all what I was expecting to be down there. I expected something completely different. Not really sure how I feel about what was down there, but once all that stuff starts happening, I thought it actually worked out pretty well. I thought it was, you know, an interesting way to go. So for me, it still worked, even though it definitely was not what I was expecting. The movie, though, it hits a lot of different genres, which I kind of appreciate. It's an action movie. It's a sci-fi movie. It's got elements of thriller and horror mixed in, all kind of tied up with a romantic, you know, part of the story as well. So you get a lot of different things in this movie. So tonally, it is kind of all over the place, but it actually walks a pretty fine line between all the different aspects in the plot. And that's a testament to Scott Derrickson. Scott Derrickson's been one of my favorite directors for quite some time now. He does dabble a little bit more in the horror genre, you know, somewhat thrillers as well. He made the great Sinister from 2012 that I absolutely love. He made The Black Phone from a couple years ago, which was a fantastic movie as well. He did the first Doctor Strange, which dabbles more into that sci-fi realm, and that was a really fun and creative movie. So he's definitely got some movies in his filmography that are really good. So seeing him, you know, do something like this, which is a little kind of outside of his normal territory, but still adding in the elements that he's familiar with, I think he holds everything well. I think he does a good job in the direction of this movie, and he gets a lot out of the two lead actors, who more or less are kind of the only two actors in the movie. There are some other, you know, bits and pieces of a cast scattered throughout here, one of which is Sigourney Weaver, who actually brings these people to this gorge. She's the one that does the hiring and everything, so nice to see another, you know, pretty familiar face in the movie. But outside of that, it's mostly a cast of people that don't have much to do and are probably people you're unfamiliar with. But Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy both give great performances here. They're a lot of fun together once they actually do start interacting. Their chemistry is great. I think everything they do together in the movie actually works really well. There's some fun bits throughout the time that they're together that I think work really well too. I like a lot of the charades they kind of play with each other, where they start antagonizing each other from a distance. It's actually pretty funny to see. It's something I haven't really seen in another movie like this before. So it's an interesting concept to kind of see them play off of one another. And like I said, they both do really well here in their roles. But yeah, overall, The Gorge, it's a solid watch. Don't go in expecting anything overly crazy. Like it's a fun movie. It's action packed. It's got some funny bits here and there as well between the two leads. And overall, it's just a good solid, you know, time at the movies. Even though you're technically not going to the movies to see this, because unfortunately it's only streaming. But you know, pop the popcorn, you know, invite some friends over or watch it. Actually, it's a pretty good movie to watch with your significant other, like I did a few nights ago. So it's a fun time. Definitely check it out once it hits Apple TV Plus. Overall, I'd probably give the movie about a 7 out of 10. Like I said, I wish it would have fleshed out a little bit more of some of the unanswered stuff in the movie. But overall, the action works. The two leads work. The horror and thriller elements work well too. And it's not overly long, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. And it's solid enough to check out for sure. That's about it for me, guys. Once you get a chance to see The Gorge, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more reviews, rankings, all kinds of good stuff. I'll leave all my links down below on where you can follow me and check out more of my reviews. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.